Today we are going to see actuators, rotary types of actuator, and we are going to see in this lecture. Okay, so what are the various types of rotary actuator? Limited rotation actuator and the continuous rotation actuator. In a limited, vane type and piston types of actuators are there. So we will see in detail. Once again, we will see continuous rotation actuator based on the direction, unidirectional and bidirectional, and based on the construction, either gear type, vane type, or a piston type. This is the subtype of a rotary actuator. So we will see this one is the first one. Vane type of limited rotation actuator. Limited rotation means only partial rotation. We are not having full rotation, 360-degree rotation. Only less than 360-degree rotation. If it is available, then it is called as a limited rotation actuators. Okay, so here if the supply of a fluid is given from the A port, first we will see the construction. Construction consists of cylinder block, then outside wall body, and we are having port A and B. If the supply of a fluid, pressurized fluid, is given from the port A, then this fluid tried to move this vane. Yes, now this vane, it is placed inside the cylinder block with the help of a spring. Yes, when this vane starts rotating, now this vane is continuously in touch with the outside casing. So this fluid try to push this vane. When the distance between these two decreases, vane compress the spring and it goes inside the cylinder block, and we are having a rotation of this cylinder block, and this is the output of this actuator. Okay, so here we are getting the limited rotation. Yes, when the supply is given from the A, it is rotating in the anti-clockwise direction. If the supply is given from the port B, then fluid is available on the opposite side and it is rotating in the clockwise. Now it makes the cylinder block to rotate in the clockwise direction. Okay, so this is the working of a vane type of a limited rotation actuator. Vane is utilized, a single vane, or you can have a multiple vane here in the case of a limited rotation actuator. Now next type is the piston, rack and pinion type. Okay, so here we are having a two pistons, one piston on this side, another piston on this side. Okay, so there are two pistons. Now these pistons are connected with the rack. Now this one is the rack available. Yes, here are the tooths of the rack. Now here you can see, you can draw this tooth here. Rack tooths are available. Okay, so and here pinion is available. Pinion means nothing but your gear. Now here the gear tools are engaging with the rack, and if I am giving the supply from the port A, now there are again two ports. One is the port A, another one is the port B. Port B is connected to the internal part. Now these are the internal part. Yes, where rack and pinion are placed, and A port is connected to the opposite side of a piston. Yes, so this is the one side, another one is this piston side. Okay, so when we are supplying the fluid from the port A, so it is going through this gap, and now it is available on the either side of a piston. Yes, this is the one side, and here also fluid which is passing through port A, it is available on this side of a piston. Now here pressurized fluid is available, so force is applied on this piston. Force is applied on this piston. Here also force is applied on this piston. So what happened? Because of this force, this piston try to move in the left direction, this pistons try to move in a right direction. In between, pinion is attached. Same pressure is applied on both the side of a piston. Piston used to have a same area. So what will happen? It is going to have a same leftward. This one is having a leftward motion, this one is having a rightward motion. So same motion is available for this both the piston. So what happened? This pinion rotate in the anti-clockwise direction. Yes, now because this is engaging with the, it is engaged with the rack, so this pinion moves in the anti-clockwise direction. Now consider the opposite case. Yes, here total rotation, here we can have a this is piston rack and pinion type. It is all used for the limited rotation. Yes, this is a, it is not having a continuous rotation. Yes, because continuous 360-degree rotation is not possible with this piston type, because there is a limitation for the length of a rack. How much is the length of rack? That much is the rotation available with the pinion. Okay, so this is the piston rack and pinion type of a limited rotation actuator, piston type. Okay. Now if we consider the opposite case, yes, if I am supplying the fluid from the B port, then A port is connected to the tank. Now when this B port is connected to the pump, then A port is connected to the tank. So what will happen? Fluid is available here now. So this available fluid is pushing the piston in an outward direction. Pushing the piston in an outward direction. So there is a opposite motion of the rack, and that motion is transferred to the pinion. So pinion rotate in the up. Now here, if this is rotating in this direction, then the pinion will rotate in the clockwise direction. Okay, so this is the piston type of a rack and pinion type of a limited rotation actuator. These two are the limited rotation. Now we will see continuous rotation type. Now in a continuous rotation type, we are having a continuous rotation of this actuator, continuous rotation of actuator. Now here one idle gear is there, one shaft gear is there. Now shaft gear, we are taking the output from the shaft gear. Idle gear, it is in support for the, it is having the support for the shaft gear. So what happens if I am giving the pressurized fluid? Yes, if I am giving the pressurized fluid to this gear, then what will happen? Now this pressurized fluid, it is filling the pocket. Yes, filling the pocket, and it is applying the force on the tooths of the gear. It is applying the force on the tooths of a gear. So these gear starts rotating. This gear starts rotating, idle gear and the shaft gear. Yes, and this fluid is carried to the outlet, and it is given from the outlet to the tank. Okay, so this is the, here we are getting the continuous type of a rotation. Here we are getting the continuous type of a rotation. Continuously fluid is fed through inlet port, and it is taken out from the outlet port. And here pressure force of this fluid is making the idle gear and shaft gear to rotate in a opposite direction. Here also these pockets are filled, and this oil is emptied at the outlet, and it is given to the tank port. So we are getting continuous rotation. Now if I am giving the supply from the opposite side, from the outlet side, from this side, if I am giving the supply, then I am going to get a reverse direction of a motion of a shaft gear. Reverse direction of a motion of a shaft gear. So this is the working of a external gear motor. Yes, now here continuous rotation we are getting. Here first type is the external gear motor. Now here name itself is a motor, because here we are converting fluid power into a mechanical power. Yes, motor, we are, as output we are getting the mechanical power. This one is the first type. Now second type. Second type is the internal gear motor. Similar to the, we have seen the various types of a pump. In that we have seen external gear pump, internal gear pump. Motors, external gear motor and internal gear motors are exactly opposite to that of the pump. Okay, so here In case of a pump, we were giving the mechanical motion to this gear, yes, internal and the external gear, and we were getting the pressurized fluid as a output. Now here, what we are doing? We are giving the pressurized fluid as the input, and we are getting the mechanical motion as a output. Mechanical motion as a output. Construction is similar to the pump. We are having a external gear. We are having a crescent seal to fill the gap between the external gear and the internal gear. Yes, external gear and internal gear gap is filled by using the crescent seal. This is the frictionless material C. So there is a minimum friction and it is creating the pockets of a external gear and in between the external gear and crescent seal, and also crescent seal and the internal gear. Now when we provide the pressurized fluid is filling this pocket and it is applying the force on the tooths of the both external and the internal gear, and it is forcing this gear to rotate. Yes, if this is provided from the inlet side, then it is rotating in the anti-clockwise direction. Both internal gear and external gear used to have a same direction of a rotation. Yes, and once this rotation is happening here, whatever the fluid which is available here, that is given to the outlet, and that outlet is connected to the tank port. Okay, so this is the working of a internal gear pump. Okay, so this is the working. We will move towards the next type of a motor. Next one is the lobe motor. In a lobe motor, here we are giving the fluid from the one end. Now these are pressurized fluid is available here. So this pressurized fluid is forcing this lobe. This is the 3-lobe type of a motor. Yes, this pressurized fluid is making the lobe to rotate in the clockwise direction. For the idle lobe, it is in the anti-clockwise direction. And this gap is filled with the pressurized oil, and at the outlet, this pressurized oil is given to the tank through outlet. Okay, so this is the working of a lobe type of a motor. Once again, this is used to have a continuous rotation. Yes, shaft is connected to this lobe. Yes, idle lobe for the supporting to this shaft lobe. So here, this is the working. Now, gerotor type of a motor. In a gerotor type of a motor, how it works? We are having a inner rotor and the outer rotor. Yes, inner rotor used to have a one tooth less than the outer rotor. Yes, so if I am giving the pressurized fluid from this side, from this inlet side, then it is filling the pocket, and now pressure force is exerted on the tooth of a inner rotor. Yes, so it is moving this inner rotor in the anti-clockwise direction, and we are getting the continuous rotation of this inner rotor. Okay, so here fluid is filled, and here from this side, outlet side, we are taking the fluid at the outlet and given to the tank. Okay, so this is if we understood the working of a gerotor pump, then we can reverse the working and we will get the working of a gerotor